Good morning, everyone. I'm going to put this video on YouTube because I'm going to be critical of social media and I don't want my comments to be taken down. First of all, we are very appreciative of social media because that has helped us grow our charity. That's the reality. We would not have the number of supporters we have or the donations we have without Facebook and without Instagram. Hugely grateful. However, a problem has occurred since monetization started. And influencers, everybody realizes the more clicks they get on their reels, the more money they can earn. We haven't done that. We haven't gone down that route, but so many people have. So what's the result? The very worst result is on TikTok, because what is happening is that images and reels of animal abuse are being shown. And of course, they get huge coverage. And I really worry that animals are being abused so that they can have the coverage and earn the money. We see it here at the hard end. And you will know, those of you that watch me on social media, we are flooded every day with equines coming into the refuge. And so many of them have been abused. Let me tell you first about the little donkey that came down from El Jadida. That is on the west coast, obviously the west coast of Morocco. A great horse centre, you know, the great festival is held there every year. But this little soul was the result of a road traffic accident, left by the side of the road in horrendous pain, dreadful injuries. And a very good Moroccan could not leave it and organised transport immediately to get it to us. And we tried everything. We kept her pain-free for 2 days, heavy painkillers. But after consulting with the vet, there was nothing we could do to heal the back legs. And it seemed the right thing to do to let the poor little soul go over the Rainbow Bridge. Now, the story that arises out of that, it's not a story, it's a reality, and let me make that clear. There are now so many road traffic accidents involving donkeys particularly, who may be wandering along the road. Morocco is becoming wealthier. We now have a lot of really quite wealthy Moroccans, big cars, and I never cease to be amazed at the speed they tear along with sort of no sense of the danger ahead. And I often say to my staff when they're with me, if we're driving in the UK, there are cameras all along the routes, and we very often drive faster on motorways. But there is no way that we would be permitted to weave in and out and overtake. And really, it would be wholly unacceptable to hit an animal by the side of the road and leave it there. You would be prosecuted, and that's what should be happening now. It is extremely worrying. But whilst we've been dealing with that, we also had a referral from Taradont, which is quite close to Agadir. And again, a donkey had wandered onto someone's land and he injured the back legs and blinded the donkey. And of course, we would have taken it here like a flash. We know that. But what is changing is, particularly in that area, there are a lot of younger Moroccans who really admire and support what we do, and they dealt with it. They're caring for the animal, it's getting veterinary care, and I think they are going to track the perpetrator down. I don't want to say too much about that at the moment, but they know it can come up here at a moment's notice. And then no sooner have we dealt with the little one from El Jadida, and I'm now have an onslaught of messages for a donkey, looks like quite a big male donkey, on the street in Canitra, which is well north of Casablanca, and someone has cut its tongue out. There's blood dripping on the floor. People are horrified, and the awful thing that's happened, you just can't get your head round. And very often this is done by idiots who are then filming it. But of course the effect on us is there's nowhere else for that to go where they could get medical treatment and remain and live out a retirement. And we can't be all over the country at the same time. So I have said if they could get that donkey down to us, we would help with the transport, pay for the transport, and we would care for it here. But it's never ending. I'm tired most of the time because I do leave my phone on at night because I'm getting emergency calls all through the night. So those of you that may see these posts on Facebook, please don't 100 of you send it on to me. Find out who has made the post and get that person to send it to me. It's much easier for me to deal with one post from someone who's on the ground and in a position to assist, whether through information, giving me the location, but just sending me a copy of a post on Facebook and say, this is terrible, please help. It's no good to us if we don't have a location, we don't have someone there on the ground who could care for the donkey till we can get it, etc., etc. That's just a matter of common sense. Also, I'm going to be quite tough over this. I posted this morning that the little soul from El Jadida that we euthanized and she's buried on our land. I had so many comments saying, thank you, we appreciate what you do. The person who found her said exactly the same. And so many of you are Moroccan. But this morning there was a post, it happened to be in French, so I'm assuming the person was in French, who said, Morocco is a shitty place. I would never visit this dreadful, dreadful country. Come on now. If you are in France, this was your country from 1926 until the 50s. I don't see any evidence of any charities being built. And what's the point of saying that to me? And it does make me so angry. If we had decided not to come to Morocco, not to work with the Moroccans to help set up the refuge, what would have happened to the 400 we have here and the in excess who we have buried over the years? So please, don't send me comments like that. I'm going to start blocking you because you're never going to send any help to me. Do you know, a £3 donation would be worth a lot more because that would help feed the animals we've got and it would help us rescue even more. When we started in 2014, Charles and I funded everything. We put in the infrastructure. I daren't tell you how much that cost, but the plumbing, the electricity, the initial infrastructure, and we live on our pensions. We're lucky, so we don't take anything from the charity, and quite a good block of our pension goes back into the charity, but we couldn't do what we're doing now if it wasn't for all those amazing people who follow us. Some send a little each month, can't thank you enough. Some are able to send quite a bit more, and for that we are also very grateful. But for me, if you send If you are quite wealthy and able to send a substantial donation every month, thank you. But the person who can just afford to send £2 a month, I value them just as much. We are not a charity that puts a limit on what people must donate. So often, if you look at the donation platforms, they say you must donate at least a certain amount. No, it's being part of our community, helping us grow, helping me understand all of you, and you encouraging me to carry on. I hope that makes sense, but I'll get this up on YouTube and Substack pretty quickly. Thank you so much again for listening. Bye-bye.